Okay, so after I uploaded spoilers yesterday, we got a whole chapter of 515, which was a fucking treat. I'm gonna agree with Senpai Fruit on this one. This is probably the best chapter in all of 2016. Not only was it wild, but so many questions were answered. Okay, so we of course find out that Acnologia has been on a killing spree and the end result is pretty grim. Tons of humans as well as dragons, including Belserion, have been taken down, and on the battlefield only e.n.d remains. When her husband finds her in her dragonized state, however, he no longer recognizes her as his wife and imprisons her since he's a guard of some kind. He refuses to listen to reason and pretty much goes as far as to torture e.n.d, and this goes on for about 3 years, I think. We also find out that e.n.d has actually halted her pregnancy through the means of magic to make sure that the baby inside of her won't become what e.n.d has become. She wants the baby to be a human, I guess. But one of the biggest answers was given to us in this chapter, and that was Ursa's father, which is, I mean, it's the same guard. So it's no special guy, it's just a guard. But that's not even the end of it, because he's actually the one responsible for giving e.n.d her belly scar, which many previously thought to be the scar of a C-section, but it was not. After wounding e.n.d, she pretty much goes apeshit on his ass and starts growing wings and eventually turning into a full-blown dragon and crushes her husband beneath her giant dragon foot. The whole place is laid to ruins by e.n.d's uncontrollable dragon form, and she flies off into the distance. We also find out how they are in the present at this time, and e.n.d actually lives for hundreds of years in hiding, with Ursa's pregnancy still halted until she runs into Zeref one day and he actually turns her back into human, or rather he turns her physique back into human. So she's technically still a dragon, but she looks like a human. But Ursa inside of her has reversed into a human baby. I'm not 100% sure how that worked, but I assume it's tied to the fact that e.n.d was dragonizing and so the baby did too, until Zeref undid that. And as for how Ursa ended up in Rosemary, that is also answered more or less, although we get no visuals of this. e.n.d explains to Ursa that she actually abandoned her in some random village after realizing that she couldn't enchant herself into the baby. Yeah, fuck that shit. So we can probably assume that this village is Rosemary, although it's not confirmed. So yeah, as I said before, this chapter was absolutely crazy, and it kinda got me thinking that there are two reasons why e.n.d has decided to side with Zeref. The first being that Zeref was the one who freed her from her dragon form in the first place, and also, since the original goal of Alvarez was to take on Acnologia, e.n.d probably find that very convenient, seeing as how Acnologia is actually the one responsible for making humanity hate her in the first place. If he hadn't gone all crazy, they would not have feared e.n.d as well, which means they wouldn't have imprisoned and tortured her. But since that did happen, she most likely holds a personal grudge against Acnologia. So we now have two people with personal vendettas against Acnologia, e.n.d and Natsu. Not to mention they're both dragon slayers, or at least she's potentially still a dragon slayer. I mean, Acnologia didn't actually count e.n.d when he disposed of Serena, nor when Gagil supposedly died before Universe 1 brought him back. So I'm very curious to find out if she still wields the power of a dragon slayer or not. I mean, if she does, then there must be something masking it. His Acnologia's sense seem pretty damn sharp. I mean, if he can detect Gagil dying from whatever range that was, I mean, he didn't even react at all when e.n.d was right in his face. So something tells me that whatever Zeref did might have completely masked all her connections to the dragons. Well, anyway, I'll wrap the video up right here. So let me know what you think about this chapter down below, and if you did, please like this video and subscribe if you're new. Bye.